So it's day 4, and I took a look at the Golden Demon entries, and really I just put together a large montage here right off the top of this video of the Golden Demon entries. Wow, those were absolutely amazing miniatures. I wish I could have taken pictures of all of them, but I think that montage would have gone on forever. So now let's move on to historical games at the Hyatt Regency. Unfortunately, the AdeptiCon is split up into 2 hotels. In the historicals, Lord of the Rings, Saga, Bolt Action, that kind of stuff was all put into the Hyatt Regency. They did have a shuttle that transported us back and forth. And that's where I am right now. I'm just walking through the hallways. I kind of want to do a little bit of filming in here, just so you guys can see what it was at the other half of Adepticon. So this is actually where most of my tournament play ended up, in this hotel, because this is where the historicals were. In this room here, they had a couple of ballrooms that were dedicated to this. This was Saga. They were playing Saga in this room, so I didn't spend a whole lot of time in there. Down in the basement, actually, is where Lord of the Rings was being played, and I didn't even go down there at all. Unfortunately, I didn't film any of that. So you go down this hallway down here, head to the major, I guess the largest ballroom. And that's kind of where the Bolt Action Firelock games, and they have Sharp and a bunch of other historical games. I think they have a big Gettysburg battle going on there. So that was kind of all in this big room. But they do have a little bit of a vendor, a small vendor fair out here. It's just kind of assorted historical stuff. So, I mean, the right customers are across the hallway here. This is would be what they're looking for. So we definitely, there's buckets of all sorts of stuff for Bolt Action here, and there's also some historical books and stuff for Saga, stuff for Blood and Valor, Blood and Plunder. There's a whole bunch of different games you can see. I just kind of took a quick panorama view of the whole thing here. I was actually, Warlord Games didn't have much as far as tanks and planes and other stuff over in their other booth. They were mostly on this side and the historical side. So you can see there's a whole bunch of rule sets for different games. And then they had all these like Siocast or 3D printed different vehicles you could get. Probably use these for, again, for bolt action. They have tiny tanks or different kind of things here. I just wanted to take quick pictures of that. They also had some really cool native warriors and other stuff done here. I think these were all 3D printed. So moving into the large ballroom, we got some bolt action going on in here. Just to my right here, I'm about to swing over, is a large Civil War battle going on. Absolutely amazing battlefield going here. That mat, I believe, is a cigar box battle mat. Really cool with all the farmers' fields. We'll get a better look at it. I'll just get around the table here and get a better look at it. It's really, really cool mat. I've considered purchasing that myself. But really well done. It's a smaller scale, obviously, but it looks like it's a lot of fun. Big Civil War battle. Nice. So that's right off the hop when you come in here. And then further onto my right, I believe they're playing Sharp. I kind of stopped and talked to them for a little bit. Not in this video, but before filming. I think I saw the Sharp rule set on the table there. But they have a few different options, a few different tables here. If I can get around here and take a look at some of this cool terrain. I love these historical, I always like the historical tables. I think the terrain is always so well done. Not knocking any of the other ones, but I find that the historical battle mats are really well done. So let's go around to the corner here. Looks like we got some teddy bear fur going on here, and very nice. Get some fields. I gotta get some of those big trees. Those are really nice trees. Well, of course, most of my stuff was palm trees and stuff, but I could really use some of those big trees. And then they got a really kind of cool shoreline battle here, again, set up. So not everybody's here. They haven't quite, but some of the tables have been set up. Looks like they're using one of the Firelock Games sloops there as the ship in the bay. So let's get around to the other side and take a look at the Firelock Games. I think there's a couple more other tables here before we get over there. And then they have this little diorama piece, so I kind of stopped here with a little burning tank. It's kind of cool. Got some barbed wire or some fencing there. Pretty neat. So then moving on to the other side, you can see some bolt action going on over there. I didn't spend a whole lot of time with them. They were busy playing. I didn't want to interrupt them. So here's the Blood and Plunder table. So here's our beautiful ships here we got going on. There's galleons and six rates and sloops and barks and piraguas. There's the ships I brought in my little fleet. There's some of the terrain I brought. Just kind of showcasing it on the table here. Looks like Joseph is doing some, this is free table time, so essentially they're teaching people to play Blood and Plunder, and looks like they're playing a little ship battle going on there. Just want to do a shout out to Joseph Forrester and Jason Klotz for running all the tournament play over here. Joseph's there at the table, and we're going to go see Jason in a minute. He's at the Oak and Iron. So that's Joseph there in the red, and Jason's also wearing red. He's on the other side. I think they're wearing their Blood and Pigment shirts. Yeah, I think that's what they're wearing. So they're a matching pair. They're the two volunteers in here. So there's some, just a brief look at some of those tables over there. I wish I'd got in there, but I just really didn't want to interrupt those guys playing. So there's Jason teaching Oak and Iron. This is more of a fleet kind of battle where you play with multiple ships. It's a little different than Blood and Plunder. We're usually playing with one or two, even though we did play a large ship battle with several of the large ships, which was a lot of fun, and I'll talk about that in a few moments here. But Jason made all that terrain. He's the 3D printing champion there. He's made a lot of really cool terrain for and other ships actually for Oak and Iron. So there's a few people getting trained on how to play the land portion of Blood and Plunder. So we got a few. This is open game time. So people are just coming, dropping in, and learning how to play Blood and Plunder. So it looks like we're getting ready for the Blood and Valor tournament. It's not today, it's the following day, and I'll be in that tournament. But it looks like they got some of the tables starting to get set up over there for that. This is just a panoramic shot of the bolt action guys going at it. I'm not sure, there's some other games being played in there. Like I said, I wish I would have been more nosy and gone in there. But I did, they had this model of the Hornet back there, and I figured out, it was kind of off to the side, so I kind of went in there and snooped around and looked at that because it was pretty neat, and I figured that would be something good to film. So then I'm just going to show you the team ship battle we had for Blood and Plunder. This was actually done on the third day. I just included it in with all the historicals and other things, just more coherent, even though it was actually not in the same timeline. I had done this the night before. This was really fun. We had 3 full tables of team matches going on, and first chance to get the miniatures out onto the table, and those were a lot of fun. I wish we had time for a few more team battles. So this is the Chicago-style pizza that Jeff, one of the community members, bought for me, which was the meal I had just before the Blood and Plunder Sea tournament started. So unfortunately, I don't have a whole lot of pictures of the sea battle, mainly because I was playing in the tournament. I did finish 2 losses, 1 victory, which I thought was pretty good for my first time playing in a tournament. But I did get awarded Best Painted Army, which I thought was really awesome. I got a picture here with Mike Tunes, and I got 3 replicas of some Spanish gold that I can use for fortune points. And here's a picture of my ship my army there. All right, so then the following day was the day 5 was the Blood and Valor tournament. So I was in this. I had brought my French army, and here's assorted pictures of some of the other players' armies. There was a table set with just my terrain on it, which was really cool. But we had quite a few players actually. I think there was 5 tables running, I believe, and it was really cool. Again, I won 1 game and lost 2, but I came really close on 1, like really, really close. So I thought I did really well in that tournament as well. So this is the final match, and I just wanted to film it really quickly here. They're playing on the table with my terrain on it. Nigel here, he's got his Japanese forces that Rufus painted up. And we're going to talk to him. I did a brief interview with him afterwards, talking about his army. He did win this match, and he did win the Blood and Valor tournament. As he would say, it was total redemption for his HistoricCon performance where he went 0-9. So he did much better at AdeptiCon. I think he only lost 1 game in the whole thing. But he did fantastic in the Blood and Valor tournament. He went undefeated and won the tournament. So here's a quick interview with Nigel, and we'll get some closer looks at that Japanese army. Hey Nigel, why don't you tell me a little bit about your army you played in Blood and Valor here?
So this is one of the new lists that's available in the expansion, End of Empires, for Blood and Valor. I was always somebody who wanted to play a cavalry-focused force. I tried to do it with the Ottomans. The Ottomans are good, but they have to take cavalry as support, so it's a little harder to get the numbers, and there are other disadvantages to it. If you're using your cavalry to fill your support slots, you're not able to take more like HMGs and other stuff. With the Japanese, they can take cavalry as core, so they have the advantage of being able to take cavalry very easily and still have that cavalry contribute 3 initiative per unit to your initiative total. So you still end up with a very high initiative, since you're mostly taking core forces. The only support force I took here was 1 heavy machine gun. There's a little more miniatures on here for the 200 points that the tournament limit was. These miniatures right here 6 and 6 are meant to represent, if I chose to dismount the cavalry, you have to have models to represent your dismounted unit. So I had some extra, these are actually the dismounted cavalry in that line of miniatures, so they match the guys on the horses, and so they're there for that. It's a very aggressive force. It has a Furious Assault for all units. That's the Japanese special skill. So they can all assault with it from 6 inches away instead of 4. They also have the for their advantage for their sweeping advance, or what is it? The grand maneuver. I'm sorry, grand maneuver to assault. They can actually assault with the grand maneuver rather than just move. So very aggressive force. If you can get within 6 inches of your enemy with command points and such, and then have them grand maneuver, you can slam in with surprise assaults and really put it to people. They have solid resolve, good stats, no inexperienced troops available for the Japanese force. So you're not taking, you can't even take cheaper units to try to fill them out. So that has the advantage of everybody's shooting really, really well. I liked it. It was great. They also have an advantage where you can take a intelligence officer for them for their command squad. The intelligence officer allows you once per game to see what your opponent has chosen to bid and adjust your bid if you wish accordingly. So if somebody, you're not sure if they're trying to bid high or bid low, and if they, you can like bid, let's say a 3 and then see what they have. If they have a 5, you can jump up to a 6 if it's really important for you to seize the initiative that round. So overall, a lot of fun at the tournament, a lot of beautifully painted forces. Those German guys were top notch and deservedly won the painted contest. Texture stuff's not bad, but yeah, a lot of fun. Thank you to Rufus and Firelock Games for putting on the tournament, and look forward to it and doing it again.
All right, you want to tell us a little bit about who painted these guys?
That was also painted by the designer, or one of the co-designer of Blood and Valor. So that would be Rufus and Kai Devane, father-son combo there. Rufus is a commission artist for painting miniatures. So this is a combination of Rufus's painting, and all of the flags were done by the Flag Dude. Those of you who are part of like HMGS in the Northeast, Historicon, and Cold Wars and all those events, probably know the Flag Dude. He does amazing work. Really happy with it. And I feel like, even though this is way too many flags, probably, and way too many buglers, I feel like it really makes the units pop.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Gives them a nice look, and even the commander's flags, I believe, a little bigger. And commander's flag, I think I do.
Yeah.
But they all look, super
fabulous.
sharp, and really lend something to it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Awesome. So that's pretty much it from the Blood and Valor tournament. Congratulations, Miguel.
Redemption arc. The redemption arc from when I went 0-9 across 3 tournaments at Historicon. It was not a great showing, but
Miguel did fantastic this year.
I feel like I've almost completed my redemption arc. I have a challenge game with somebody I won't name in this, but I'll get my revenge on them too.
All right. That's it from AdeptiCon.
There it is, guys. Have fun.
So here's some assorted pictures of me with Tyler and some of the players from Joseph and Jason and some of the players that were playing in the tournament. So after I came back from the Hyatt, I went back to the main Renaissance Hotel, and I totally forgot that the Parade of Armies was happening in that main hallway where the big Space Marine is. So I got caught up in there. I came through the doors from the shuttle, and I'm like, oh, right, I forgot this is going on. So I whipped my camera out, and I was able to film some of it. So this is a really big display. They actually have a blood fountain on the top. It looks like Kool-Aid or something, but it was meant to be a blood fountain on the top. It was pretty neat. And this one, I was able to get to this one because this was kind of over to the side. Some of the major big armies I couldn't even reach because there were so many people in front of it. So I'm just kind of showing you the ones that I did get a chance to take a look at. And they're fantastic. I mean, these are all amazing. So I really wanted to get some coverage so you guys can take a look at some of these. amazing armies that were on display here. I really wanted to get down to that plant life one. It was, and I did wait in line. There's like lineups. You can see the person standing in front of me. There's just huge lineups, and you kind of have to wait in line until you can get shuffled down to the force you want to look at. But unfortunately, they're all talking to the artists, and the line moves very slowly. But I did eventually get here. I didn't stay here all night and film them all, unfortunately. I had to get back to my room and start packing some of my miniatures up. But I did get to see some of them, and I did get to this plant life one, which was absolutely amazing. It had like steam rising from it, and all these like different rivers and lakes and stuff of some kind of green ooze and stuff. It like, this thing is fantastic. There's a few shots of it. I really thought it was well done. So I wanted to make sure I got into that one. So then they had this kind of giant one with an elevator and crane, and again, I was still waiting in line, and I kind of waited to get to this one. But the one after this one, it was like a giant stained glass, like a church or something like that. But I didn't get any images at all of it. Fortunately, you might have to see it on somebody else's channel that got in here earlier. Mainly because I didn't remember that it was even happening. I didn't get as many good images. But, I got some, so you can see some of them. I would say I got about half of the armies that were on display. I got on the camera here. So then I was just heading back to the room. Some people are still doing some painting. This is the night kind of before Sunday. Sunday's kind of the last day of the con. And people are just getting their last minute painting. Some people are already starting to pack up. They had a live stream going on in that one desk there where they were painting live. So that brings us up to day 6, the final day of the con. And really, I didn't really want to go up to my room and pack minis, so I came down to spend time more with the Firelock Games team. And eventually help them pack up their booths. Everybody was just packing up and putting everything away. I made sure to get myself a picture with Rufus and Kai, the Blood and Valor team there. So after I was done helping the Firelock Games team pack up, I headed upstairs to have some supper. And by chance, I ran into the Trench Works team, Dave there, and Victoria. So the person I was looking for in the con, and I could never find a free moment to talk to her, happened to have dinner up there. So I gave up my table actually to them because I was sitting at a table that was, 4 seats and it was only me. So they invited me to sit at their table, and I had a good conversation. What a great way to end my con. Right, we've reached the end of the con. It's kind of the bittersweet moment when I realize it's over and I got to go back home. But I'm ready. It's been about 7 days, but I had a fantastic time here. You can see the hotel's pretty much the same as when I first got here. Pretty quiet. Most of the crowds are gone. It is early morning to catch my flight. It's at 7 a.m. at the airport, but I have to be there fairly early, so just waiting for my taxi, and that's pretty much it. So I guess Plunder Den is going home. So I decided to take one more look around the hotel. I was waiting for my taxi anyways, and just so you guys can get another look at it. It's funny, this is how the episode started when I went around the hotel, and it looked pretty much the same. I think it's actually like 3:30 in the morning right now. I had to be at the airport at 4, so it's kind of ridiculous. I think there was 2 guys across the way there talking, but other than that, there was nobody here. And there was like no trace of the con at all. All the signs are gone. Everything's gone. It just packed up and it's moved on. There's nothing here. You would never have known that it was even here. It's kind of crazy. So there's just a few images of me down by the lobby again, and just the sound of the quietness of the hotel. All I can hear is the escalator. and just waiting for my taxi. So I really hope to come back to AdeptiCon. This was really an amazing experience. It's kind of like a family atmosphere, and I can see there's a lot of people that come every year, and a lot of their friends, this is the first time they, usually that they get a chance to see these people at AdeptiCon. So a lot of people look forward to it. So when I did get into the taxi, I did actually get to the O'Hare Airport, and I was able to do a few shots there this time because I came from the other side of security. I was able to get a picture of somewhat of that Brontosaurus. And there's this really cool hallway that had these like little bald lights and stuff. All right, that's pretty much a wrap on my AdeptiCon 2023 experience. What a ride. It was a lot of fun. But I'm ready to go back home. And thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next episode.